Hey everyone, in this week's episode, I'm talking to Cast Iron Kyle, best known for restoring antique griddles and cast iron pans. We are going to be trying some of Whitehouse Station's best sauces. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. How are you today, brother?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on board.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming, or thanks for meeting up with me on Zoom. We met at the New York City Hot Sauce Expo a couple months ago.
We
You're a
did.
really cool guy, and
Thank
you're
you.
like, we should do a podcast, and I agreed, and we finally made it happen. So
Absolutely.
thanks for making some time,
Yeah, you
bro. That's
guys were
awesome.
scurrying around, man. You everywhere, every time I looked up, you guys were somewhere else. I really liked how much representation you gave each booth. You like tried that, you listened to their stories, you heard their
Mhm.
backgrounds, you tried their sauces. There were people that knew who you were, and people you were just you really it looked like you're having a really good time and really representing these businesses well. So I really appreciate to see that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's kind of like become a passion of mine over the last year. I started doing this because I was on bed rest after a minor surgery, really bored with myself. And I was like, I want to do something. I want to start a podcast. What the hell do I talk about? And I was like, well, I really love hot sauce. So
Good one.
then I don't know. I just like woke up one morning and decided to do this. And now I'm talking to everyone. It's really cool, man. So yeah, thanks for noticing me run around, dude.
Yeah,
That's
no,
kind
you
of
were,
fun.
man. I had we had followed one another, and I recognized your branding from the sticker. I was like, hey, I think I know, because I noticed like you would, if you look at your story, like your logo is your branding is your sticker. So like there's a
Mhm,
unified vision to your brand, which is smart. I think that if you're gonna have a brand, that should be your Instagram moniker. So you just see
mhm.
that constantly. So it's good. You're very represented in your imaging.
Thanks, man.
Love it.
Yeah. So that was actually a huge festival for me.
Okay.
I've been to a couple other ones, um, where I actually would have time to sit and talk for like 3 or 4 minutes with the vendors and actually get a little bit of their story. But this one was so busy, dude. I could only go up and be like, "Hey, I'm Matt. Like, I want to try your sauce, and maybe we can talk sometime." And I'd buy some and kind of carry it on that way.
Yeah.
But I invited everyone I talked to onto the show.
Yeah, that's what I noticed you doing. You were talking about the sauce and your show. You were just like, "Hey, putting a name with a face. Let's, down the road. Let's focus on the festival now. Down the road, I'd love to talk
Yeah,
to you." That's it's an
yeah.
amazing thing to do.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but enough about me, man. I want to talk a little bit about you because
Uh-oh.
you're my guest. So I just I just want to know, like, so you restore cast iron pans, right?
Yeah.
Like skillets.
Yeah.
So what was the first pan that you restored that made you think I can do this? Like what what got you into that?
Dude, that's a no one's ever asked me what the first one was. Damn. I've been doing it for about 12 years now. I've always cooked in cast iron. I've always liked restoring it. The first one I got way back in the day, I remember seeing it all crusted up and cooked up, and I was like, "Ah, you know what? I'm gonna try." My dad always said, "You want to cook steak in cast iron or scallops in cast iron." I bought it at the flea market or a yard sale for a couple bucks, and I went home and I realized that the stuff that was on the skillet was like baked on, and how much of a challenge it was. So I looked into, did some research on how people restore cast iron, and when I actually figured it out and got it restored, it looked nothing like what I had when I had first gotten it. And I was able to see all the labels and brand. So I looked it up. I'm like, this thing's 100 years old. I just restored this piece, seemingly horrific looking piece of crap into this beautiful vessel that I still have somewhere in the pile. But I think what really got me into it. Um, was cooking for family along the way. Like I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. I had a real special bond with my mother's father. He was a really nice guy. Lived about an hour away from us, and when he got diagnosed with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and dementia all within the same year, and he was scared and didn't want to go in a home. And I literally dropped out of school, quit my job, and I moved in with him and took care of him until the day he died. And I noticed. And it took me years to be able to talk about this because it was such an impactful part of my life that I would not trade for anything. There's no experience you could take in a college or have in a college with like this. Um, I noticed that all of his cognitive functions and his cognitive ability kind of went out the door as time went on. It got worse and worse. But the one thing that brought him back, and I was able to have my grandfather back for a little bit, was when we would have a good meal that he remembered having years ago. So I learned about his heritage. He was from Tennessee, but he lived in New Jersey. And he grew up eating, what you would think somebody would eat in Tennessee in the 30s. So I had to try and emulate the okra and the cornbread and the
Yeah.
pork chops and the black eyed peas and all this stuff. And I just really learned how important food is. Not only obviously we need it to live, we need it to function in life, but how important it is for your mind and your soul and your heart. There's just more to it. And my favorite part of taking care of him was obviously spending time with him, but it was cooking was the part that I keep doing. And he passed almost 20 years ago. It was 2009 or 2010 when he passed away, about 15 years ago. I still think about him from time to time when I cook, and that's something that I'll have for the rest of my life. And the other part of it that was intriguing to me was my grandmother. My father's side, she was an antiques dealer, and I would go to auctions and stuff with her when I was a child. And I remember seeing cast iron there, and it always sold. And I'm like, what the hell are these guys buying these old beat up looking junk skillets? And I asked her one time, I said, "You have any of those?" She goes, "Well, I have one." And I said, "Well, I want it." She's like, "Well, you can't have it until I'm gone." And that is the one thing I have from her when she passed away. I have nothing else from her except her cast iron skillet that has been in my family since 1906. And I think those two
Wow.
reasons, those two factors married together, are the reason I do this as much as I can.
Wow, man. Dude, that is like super touching. And I want to tell you right now, my grandmother was diagnosed with Parkinson's and dementia and Alzheimer's as well. And it was not an easy thing to go through. And I wasn't
No.
able to care for her the way that you are, dude. And thank you for doing that, man. That's really touching to me,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
That really hits home.
It was
So
not easy,
that's
man.
crazy.
It's not easy
Yeah.
because
No.
he's not, he wasn't just, my grandpop. He was my best friend. We had a connection. We
Right.
had a very close relationship. And to see that drift away and for him to finally not know who I was at the very end, that was the part that a lot of people take it to heart. They get upset and well, he's yelling at me. Well, yes, he has dementia. He has no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
To kind of put that aside and to regulate my emotions that heavily at 18 years old, or however the hell old I was, 17, 18, 19 years old, to be able to put those things aside and fast forward becoming a man, it just was something that you can't really experience in any other
No.
setting, I don't think, at least.
No.
And I should have been out partying and drinking and going to college and hanging out with girls and doing everything else. But I knew something told me that that was important to do, and I feel like doing that opened up so many doors down the road for what I learned and experienced, and it led to so much good.
Yeah, man. No, that's a really admirable thing, man.
Thank you.
Like that that really hits. So
Yeah,
thanks for sharing that, dude. I know that's probably a tough story to share too.
yeah,
You
it's hard
said
to
it
get
took
through
you a long time,
sometimes.
but
Yeah,
you
sometimes
know
it
what,
is,
man?
sometimes it's not, but I'm proud of it. That's what keeps me.
Yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
pushes me through that story. It's pride. I need to teach people it's okay to put yourselves aside and do good for others. We need that now more than ever before.
100%, brother. When so when did you turn Cast Iron Kyle into like like an Instagram thing? When did you start like collecting more of these pans and restoring them?
Well, I got on my grandmom's ass about getting her cast iron skillet, and she said, "There's so many people in the family that probably want this thing because it was the one skillet, like my family immigrated here and bought that. It was probably one of the first skillets my family ever bought being Americans." And she told me, this is a tough story to tell, but she told me I'm starting to get sick. I'm starting to go to this hospital and this doctor and this doctor. She goes, if I ever feel like I'm on a real downward, spiral, and I don't think I'm going to come back from wherever I'm going, I'm going to leave that skillet. And I'd never seen the skillet before. She said she had it in a closet somewhere or whatever. She said, I will leave that cast iron skillet in my oven. And if you are ever here when I'm not here and that cast iron skillet is in my oven, that's your sign that you can take it.
Wow.
And she had a routine eye operation and wound up passing away very suddenly from a bladder infection that was completely unrelated to her getting her cataract surgery. But she knew she was going to this big hospital in Philadelphia. She didn't know what was going on. And that skillet was in the oven. Um 2 days after she passed away, we had a celebration of life in her house, and I told my aunts and uncles and my dad what she said, and my dad goes, "Well, go check the oven. Is it in there?" And it was. And 2 weeks later, I got a call from Bon Appetit magazine to do an interview about cast
Wow.
iron restorations, and that's when literally everything started. It's when I made my relationship, or started my relationship with Brad Leone and all these other chefs that I idolized. I loved these guys. I watch them on YouTube. Matty Matheson, Brad Leone, Gordon Ramsay followed me very shortly after
Wow.
that. These crazy things just started happening. Literally, dude, like I don't know I don't know how you are like spiritually or like how the universe is or like karma or whatever, but it felt like once those two things ended, my grandmother and my grandfather, and I knew that I had to keep doing these things to keep my vision and my memory of them alive. After my grandmother passed away and I got that cast iron skillet from her when I had already started my own collection and restoration of other ones, it just felt like the whole world just opened up to what I was doing, and it changed my life.
Yeah, man. That's that's pretty remarkable. And I would say I'm a spiritual person. I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I do
Right.
believe that there's something beyond what we know, whether
And
it's another,
connecting us, and yeah.
yeah, another like consciousness or something. You could go down the whole rabbit hole about it,
Oh
but
yeah.
I totally feel that like once someone passes on there, they are with you. My mom said something to me. A good friend of mine died earlier this year, one of my best friends, and my mom said something to me, and it's kind of stuck with me. And she said, "It's taken me my whole life to figure out what you know afterlife is, and that's keeping the memory of someone alive.
For sure.
That will
100%.
always keep them with you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how you keep them alive, is by just like keeping their memory, dude. So like, I I think they're with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? 100% guiding your way.
I'd like to think so too. And a lot of people, to just touch on what it takes to actually do this. It's every day off that I have. I'm at yard sales and flea markets in the morning. I'm the guy at the flea market with a flashlight at 5 o'clock in the morning so I can get stuff. I'm back home before it's even light out. And you're talking a solid 10 years of doing that, and I would buy and sell anything. I would buy and flip video games, I would buy and flip electronics, clothing, everything. And then once I got that signal from the universe that cast iron is what you should be doing, that's when I focused just on cast iron. Don't get me wrong, if I see something valuable out there and I get it and I can flip it, I'm going to. I'm always going to. So nail your shit down, everybody, if you got good.
Yeah,
um
for real.
but and I don't take advantage of people. I find that honest business has actually gotten me a little further. I have paid prices for things 10 times what people had them marked at because I knew what the value of them was to sell, and I believe in karma and I believe in doing the right thing. Like somebody who had a skillet one time for $5. I was like, this is easily a $400 skillet in my brain. I knew it was going to take a lot of work to restore. So I said, would you guys, can I give you $100 for this thing? And they're like, what? We have $5 on it. And they're like, just give us $50. So I gave them, you know what I mean? Like honest, just be a
Yeah.
decent person. Obviously we're all doing these things and hobbies and businesses to, yes, make a little side income and to make a little, have a little recoup of the funds that take to go into it. But if money is your primary goal for whatever you're doing, it's going to misguide you. So I've always found that if I stuck true to what I was doing and made sure that I put my heart first, and the golden rule of treating people the way I wanted to be treated first, then everything else would come easily and I wouldn't have to worry about it. And it did. It just happened,
Absolutely, man. Like
you know.
honesty is key. Actually, so I was listening to back to the yard sale thing. I was listening to Full Size podcast
Thank you.
last week.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it, man. Yeah, that's sick, dude. Send me one of those stickers, bro. I'll slap that thing up.
absolutely, man. I'll send you a whole
Um,
care package.
please, please. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. So you were talking about how you went to a yard sale, and is it a car battery charger or something that you were
Yeah.
trying to buy, and the guy was trying to sell it to you for like eBay price or something?
Oh yeah, the guy.
What
Yeah.
was-
So when in my line of work with the cast iron, you use old car batteries that don't have an automatic trip. So new car batteries, if the voltage gets wonky or amperage, I'm not an electrician or anything, but if there's a spike or a release, it'll automatically turn off and it won't run. So what you need is the old school manual ones that stay constant power because it'll fluctuate as the skillet restores in the electrified liquid. And I buy these battery chargers for 5-10 bucks because they're done in a month. I burn them up.
right,
You know what I mean? Not burn them up, but they're done. They're full usage, and I probably have 20 or 30 of them saved up because of how quickly I go through them. And this brand that this guy had was a good brand from the 70s. But he goes, "Yeah, I see that they sell on eBay for $60." I'm like, I listen, man. I was like, you can sell your stuff for whatever you want. I'm big. I'm a big guy to not tell people what their stuff's worth. If you have a price I like, I'm gonna buy it. If you don't, I'm gonna get back in the truck and go. But this
mhm,
time I spoke up and I said, I said, just so you know, man, I've probably bought 100 of these things. I've probably bought 10 or 12 of that exact brand, and I have never paid more than 10 bucks for one, and I've gotten them sealed and in the box. Don't tell me I could have sold them all for 60 bucks because I'm in the
right.
wrong business if that's the case.
For real, man. That's wild.
I don't like
You
that. If you go to a market and people have the problem with the eBay thing is people don't understand. Like if you want to buy this bottle of hot sauce, right? I got the bottle marked at 5 bucks. Well, on eBay it sells for 10 bucks. So I should sell my bottle for 10 bucks. Wrong. You have to pay fees, listing fees, taxes. You have to pay for the shipping. Um, Supplies, the buyer usually pays shipping, but whatever. So when it comes down to it, your profit on that bottle is about 5 bucks. So you take a good 3/4 of that price. That's what you should charge. So people see a finished eBay listing for 60 bucks. In reality, you probably profited about 40 bucks. So take that listing
right,
and shove it.
right. Yeah, because you got to pay the shipping and
All that.
then the surcharges and all that junk, dude.
Yeah. If you're worried about
Speak,
eBay, put it on eBay.
yeah, for real. Then see how much you actually get.
Right, right, right.
So speaking of hot sauce, man, you and I have a mutual friend, John Casper from Whitehouse Station
Oh
Sauce
yeah.
Company.
John's the man.
Yeah, he is awesome. I met him a couple times. I met him at the Long Island Hot Sauce Festival,
Oh yeah, Mike's
and
play. Yeah, yeah,
yep, and that yeah, Mike's awesome too.
yep.
Um, I had him on the show actually.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
great dude. And then about a month later, when I met you, I saw it at New York City Hot Sauce Expo. But I have a few bottles, and I figured I would try them because I know that you're familiar with them too.
Yeah, that's my
Um,
favorite, the Rocoto,
yeah,
the Ahi.
the ahi Rocoto miso.
Yeah, that's a
So
good one.
I don't know. You mind if I dip into this
Of
real
course,
quick and
man.
see what's up?
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll tell you a little bit of about Whitehouse Station. It's a
Yeah,
father
please.
son operation. They're both named John Casper. John's like the marketing guy, and his son John Jr. is the chef. He went to like Johnson and Wales. He's worked in ton of professional kitchens. The guy's a complete wizard. And when I was figuring out who I wanted to work with and who I wanted to partner with and all this stuff, John and John were just such honest, good, knock around guys. Not to say anybody else isn't, but I just liked them. I vibed with them good, and I like their branding. It's simple, it's crisp, it speaks to the nature of the product. It's very clean, and it was fun. It's been fun to do stuff. We do festivals together. We have a sauce together. We did the German red cabbage hot sauce together. John's just a great guy, and if anybody's listening, you could use Kyle20 to save 20% on at njsauce.com.
You heard it, guys. So, that was really smooth, bro.
Okay,
Dude,
it's a muscle now. It's a muscle.
yeah. I gotta pick that one up actually. Oh man. All right. So I shook it really well. This one actually is a bit thicker. I like that. I didn't have to shake it too much. It's just Ooh, that smells lovely, dude.
Yeah, you never tasted anything like that.
No.
It's funkadelic, brother.
All right, let's check these ingredients real quick. Ahi ricotta pepper, water, vinegar, onion, sugar, salt, garlic, white miso, extra virgin olive oil, and xanthan gum.
Yep,
Um, Sounds great.
simple.
Ahi ricotta peppers are kind of interesting. Do you know anything about chili peppers?
No, I know the ahi variety of peppers are very underused in the community as
Yeah,
a whole, but they have a rich flavor to them, I
right.
think. They're not
Yeah,
super burn your brains out hot, and I don't think
right.
anything that Whitehouse Station makes is very burn your brains out hot. And I actually Seb from Black Eyed Susan, who I just spoke to on an Instagram live, said something very similar to the way I feel. Heat is easy, flavor's
Heat
the
is
hard
easy.
part.
Exactly.
And the miso, the white miso in there, I think the richness of the ahi ricotta and the miso together is just is it's funky. It's a good
No.
funk, man. I'm excited to
Oh,
see what you
dude.
think about it.
Yeah, no, this smells freaking awesome, dude. So the thing about ricotta peppers is some pepper varieties or chili varieties grow black seeds. So
Yes,
if you like pop open a habanero pepper and you see black seeds, that means that that thing is rotten. Throw that shit out.
right,
But however, the Rocoto peppers have black seeds, and that's completely normal. So it's kind of like almost a sought after pepper. And like you said, it's not a very used one in hot sauce. I've
right.
seen a couple hot sauces with it, but it's not common and does have a very distinct flavor profile.
Sure does.
So I am like pretty pumped, dude. I got my trusty spoon. Did you know I bring this everywhere with me, dude? I brought this to the festival and was eating hot sauce off of
I
it.
have a festival spoon too. That you kind of you that is a big tier on the evolutionary chart of hot sauce nut. I have a
Yeah.
little shovel spoon on a lanyard that I do at
Yep.
festivals.
Dude, I was actually thinking of having a bunch of those made and sending them out to my guests.
So, dude, not even that, bro. Now let's roll a ball here. Yeah, if you want to get those made, we might be able to tie them into a festival. Get your branding on there.
Yeah,
Ooh,
let's talk.
we'll have to talk off air on that one,
Let's
bud.
talk, bro. Let's talk.
Hell
Let's
yeah,
let's let's brainstorm, bro.
for sure.
Anyways, let's give this a good pour.
Look at that.
So I don't expect this to be incredibly hot. I expect it to be super tasty. And the subject of my show, it's called fire and flavor. So like, but honestly, fire comes secondary,
Right.
but fire and flavor just sounds better, right?
Yeah, hot
Um,
flavor.
you know what I mean? So
Of course.
let's give this a shot.
Get that
Oh,
immediate
that is
punch.
so good, man. Yeah, it has that punch on the tongue immediately.
Yep.
Vinegary, not incredibly vinegary, like it is, but it's not the main flavor. The miso pops out. I can pick the miso out like immediately, dude.
It's great.
Wow, dude. Garlicky, all the
Yeah.
stuff I like in a sauce, man.
Yeah.
It's right there. I've had some miso sauces before, and they've been a little too miso heavy,
Yeah.
but this one is like so well balanced. I think there's not been a sauce from Whitehouse Station that I don't like. Like I told you before, table sauce is like one of my favorite sauces
Yeah,
ever.
that it's hard to think of something table sauce wouldn't go with. Dude, if between you and me and the listeners and the viewers here, White House Station sold out of four sauces at New York. Four.
Really?
Four, dude. Peach, pumpkin, the mushroom, the black garlic mushroom, the shiitake table sauce, and the red cabbage that we
Oh
had.
man.
I was actually at their table when I met you. When you came up to the
Yeah,
table, we
yeah,
were slinging that sauce. We partnered on the red cabbage sauce together. That was my idea, but John totally made it incredible. I couldn't.
dude.
You ever like think of something like it's like asking ChatGPT to draw something if you use ChatGPT and it
Yeah.
gets it on the first try and you're like, holy shit, that's good. Like John, I was like, what if we made a sauce like this with this, with this, with this? He's like, ching, and I tried it. It was amazing.
That's awesome. I do have the peach sauce here too. We're getting into
Yeah.
that a little bit.
Okay.
But man,
Hell yeah.
wow. Dude, I love this, dude. And I'm pretty sure Jenna is gonna love this one too.
Yeah,
She
your
loves
wife,
miso.
dude, she was
Yeah,
so sweet. It was so cool that
dude.
she had the shirt on with you, and
Yeah, dude.
that's awesome. You guys could do that together.
She's so supportive and like
You need that.
I'm way more into hot sauce than she is, but she'll travel with me. She'll try any sauce that I'm like, hey, try this, hot or not.
Yeah,
And table sauce is actually one thing that her and we've gone through a bottle of it already. And
cool.
I bought a second bottle when I saw you. And she was going into the fridge the other day and she's like, where's the table sauce? I was like, we ate it, but I have another one that's sealed. And she's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, but I'm waiting to talk to John. She's like, ah. And I was like, but we have like 50 other hot sauces out there. So,
Right.
dude, this is good. I can't stop. Like,
You need that though. You need like when stuff really starts to get crazy when you're doing, lives every other day and you're shipping stuff out and I it I would not I would not be able to do any of this without Christy, my fiance Christy. I have been with her for 8.5 years, and she has been here from the start of this all the way to where we're at now. I could not even begin to think of how I would do this without her support.
bro, it's crazy, man. You really need that support,
Oh my God,
no
dude.
matter like how crazy what you're taking on is or seems,
Yep.
like cast iron pans, dude. Collecting that's gonna be insane. How many of those things do you have?
In my own personal collection, I probably have about 25
Holy
of
moly.
mine, but I probably have about maybe 400 in inventory, 500.
That's wild.
I don't like to keep things in there. You'll see a lot of cast iron guys that are in the business. I'm not, trying to say anything bad about them. It's just a different vision I have. They'll get a skillet, they'll restore it, they'll put it at top retail online and put it on the shelf for years until it sells. and
Wow.
and they show this inventory of 1,000 skillets, and it's like you're not selling any because they're at top retail. If you get a skillet for $10 and you restore it and you could flip it for $50 even though it's worth $100, take that $50 and make it up in
Right.
volume, man. Who wants to store eight
Right.
tons of cast out? You know what I mean? I like to make a normal modest, not modest, a humble profit margin. So if I get a skillet cheap, I move it cheap. If I get a skillet expensive, I do my best to get what I can for it.
Right.
And I think 400 in inventory isn't really that much. It is, but I wish it was none.
Right. Right. I mean, it can't be easy to sell them either. You know what I mean?
No, I have
Like,
good clients though. I have
yeah,
a lot of restaurants buy certain brands and certain types. I have a lot of heirloom collectors like that pass things on. Like a guy's like, hey, I have 3 kids. They're all getting married, and I want to keep my Griswold. Do you have one that looks like this? I was like, yep, I got 3, one for each kid. Like I have a lot of clients I've had for almost 10 years, and they're like friends. They're all over the country that I've never met, but I know them, and they know me. And I'll post a collection, and they'll say, hey, I'm looking at that one right there. I'll pay you for it now. Whenever you get it restored, send it to me. I have people on retainer for like 6 months for certain skillets that I don't even have.
oh wow. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's wild.
Dude, I meant to ask, and you don't have to answer if you don't want, but
Yeah,
your grandmother's cast iron, did you restore that?
I did not. I actually, yes and no. I didn't restore it to get all the usage off of it. It's not food usage, it's like a carbon buildup kind of thing. Because it was used over wood stove and used over every kind of
Wow.
stove there was. I restored the cooking surface part, and I actually just made it so that I could use it when I wanted to cook in it. And I make special meals, like on Thanksgiving, I make green bean casserole in it. I save it
Oh,
for very special meals because the last thing I want to do is break the thing.
right.
But other thing, I didn't want to strip it of all of its history either. I felt
No,
like
no.
it was like a weird mind game with me because I was like, if I restore this thing, I'm literally getting rid of everything that my family ever did with it. So kind of keeping it, kind of rustic, kind of patinaed up was the goal with that one.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I
Yeah.
figured you didn't totally restore it, but I
Yeah.
still was
Good
curious enough
guess.
to ask. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you never know, man. You never know.
Right. No, it's a great question, dude. You're asking me questions I haven't been asked before, and I've done a lot of these. This is good. You're
Cool,
good at
dude. I'm
this.
glad. I'm
Very good at
glad.
this.
Thank you. So if you cooked something on a cast iron pan and you had to use this sauce, what would your go-to
The
be?
ahi ricotta,
Yeah.
honey butter in wings.
Honey butter and wings. What? That's wild, bro. That sounds wicked good.
You know why? Because that umami funkiness with a fat and an acid and a sweetness, that's touching every part of the tongue. It's a whole experience.
That sounds it, man. So how would you like do would you like melt the honey and butter together and then cook your
Uh,
wings, or would you cook your wings in it? I don't really know, dude. I've never really used a cast iron grill, I'm being honest, man.
well,
That's
I would,
crazy.
if I were doing wings, I would probably either air fry them or oven cook them, convection oven cook them so they're crispy.
Yeah.
Do them naked, get them nice and crispy, and then take, half a bottle of that, about 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter, maybe a tablespoon of honey, a little Worcestershire, and thicken it up, cook it down a little bit, let those flavors build together, get it nice and thick. Get your wings out, let them cool down just a little bit because if they're too hot, they'll thin out the sauce and it'll just run off. That's a power move I learned from a chef that I should have
Wow.
known years ago. Let the wings cool down just a little bit,
Yeah.
then get them in a bowl and toss them with that sauce, and you're off to the races.
Man, you know what? I actually bought some wings before I came on today, and I might have to do that now.
What I would really do if I was being truthful, I would take a little bit of, and I like doing this too. I recommend to you specifically doing this. Combined other brand sauces. Every beer and brewer in the world has collaborated with every other brewery. So why not collaborate a meal with other hot sauces? So what I
Yeah.
would do, honestly, instead of honey, I would either use, so Hell's Kitchen has a habanero honey that I really like, and also Jersey Girl has a bottle. Actually, I have that right over
Yeah, let's
here.
see it.
Jersey Girl. Wait, no, their brand Jersey Girl. That's the brand. This is their Chipotle, but they have one called Be Sweet. It's not a hot honey. It's a hot sauce made with honey, and it's very
Yeah.
very sweet. I would mix that with the ahi ricotta miso, a little bit of butter, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, maybe just a touch of oregano and black pepper, and then that'd be what I'd do.
That sounds bomb. I do definitely have, I don't have any Jersey Girl, but I do have a couple hot sauces with honey. I actually have one from Hip Hop Hot Sauce. I think it's called Honey Hill Gang.
Honey Hill Gang, yeah, I know that one.
Fantastic, bro. And actually, this guy in San Diego, Sizzle Funk, sent me some hot honeys he made, dude. He made this like killer, like Asian Korean style hot honey.
Yeah,
It's what the hell is it called? Soul Blaze. And he also sent me a yuzu hot honey, which is awesome. They're actually like hot, dude. Like
yuzu's
light you up.
good. Yuzu's one of
Oh,
my
dude, I love
favorite
yuzu.
secret ingredients, man.
Yeah,
Whitehouse
man.
makes a yuzu. Um, they make a yuzu hot sauce. It's unbelievably good. Yuzu's very good
I
ingredient.
love yuzu. I wish I could get like a fresh yuzu out here. I don't know where to.
Yeah,
I've looked, man. I go to so there's this Asian market probably about an hour away from where I live called H Mart.
yeah, I
Dude,
know
it's
H
like,
Mart.
I freaking love H Mart, dude.
Yeah, hell
We
yeah.
go like every few months, dude, and just like hit it all, man. But they don't have fresh yuzu. They have it like jarred or jellied or something.
Which is good.
Then that'd be fine. I just want a fresh yuzu. I just want one. I don't even know what I would do with it.
I'm
I
sure
just
we'd
want it,
find
bro.
one in Boston. They have markets for everything out there.
That is true. That is true. So so do you restore people's pans for them also
Yeah. Oh
as a
yeah.
service?
Yep.
S
Depending on the age of the skillet, the size, and how bad it is, I have them take pictures for me, and I kind of quote it that way. It's usually in the $50 to $60 range, which I mean, essentially, if you look at the time that has to go into it,
That's great.
I find that to be quite reasonable. That the only thing is, I tell the client they have to cover shipping. I take a retainer for shipping, and I give them the overage. And
Mhm.
if it's more than what they give me for shipping, I tell them like, "Hey, what's your zip code? Here's your deposit for shipping. If it's more than this to send it back, I'll cover that. But here's your nut for restoring it. Here's your deposit for shipping." I make it so easy for them. I don't want anybody to stress more about the financial part than actually shipping the skillet right. That's the big part. I have a
Yeah.
video, I have a tutorial video that I give my clients. This is how you ship your skillet. If you ship it any other way and it breaks, I cannot be responsible for the way that you ship it. But here's what I'm going to ship it back like,
Wow.
you know?
So like you probably get pans from like that have been handed down through generations and
Oh
stuff.
my
Has anyone
gosh.
ever like shared a meaningful story with you about a pan they've given you to restore?
There's been a couple. There's been actually quite a few, and that's kind of one of the reasons I keep doing this. I have restored pans that were used at weddings and like people that have given pans at weddings, but I restored a series of pans that were in a house fire.
I know.
They were burned up. It's one of the only things that these guys had from a fire in their house.
Wow.
And they were charred up and all carboned up before the fire even started, but that's all they had left pretty much from their house fire, and they trusted me to do that. I did it for free. I didn't charge them anything. I sent them all the money back, and it was three big skillets, and I that was a special thing for somebody to, in the midst of cleaning up and dealing with all that shit, they said, "Hey, we still need to eat. We want to eat good, and we want to eat right, and we want to use these things." Yes, I've done that. I've done skillets. I've got the most people that I get client wise are people that inherit cast iron skillets from grandparents, aunts, and uncles that don't know how to use them because they think that they're messed up because they're, used. A good used cast iron skillet can still perform perfectly as long as the cooking surface is good. A lot of people see the
Mm,
backside of it and think, well, what the hell? It's about that smooth cooking surface. If that's fine,
right.
I'm not touching it and I don't need to. I will never restore a pan for someone that truly doesn't need to be restored. I could take the pan and do a one over on it, charge them the, 50, $60 or whatever the hell it is and send it back. But that's the honesty thing. I don't feel good karmatically doing something like that. So 9 times out of 10, I tell people how to kind of spruce it up themselves and get on their way without even having to mail anything.
Oh man, you're a man of integrity. I really appreciate that
Thanks,
about you,
man.
Kyle.
I appreciate that.
You're like such a stand-up guy, man.
Thank you.
For real, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Um, so do you have like a favorite market or festival memory where cast iron and hot sauce have collided?
Yeah. So the first, the first Boston Hot Sauce Festival I did with John with Whitehouse Station, he said, "Why don't we make a Golden Skillet Award? You could get an old skillet, and we'll get it gold. We'll paint it gold, spray paint it gold, or whatever, and you can have your own category of best hot sauce that would go on a meal cooked in cast iron." And I found this Griswold 3 skillet, 100-year-old skillet, and I had quite a few of them. They don't sell that well because they're so small, but it was perfect for a trophy. So I stripped it and I completely restored it, dried it out completely. I stripped all the oil from it because the pans retain a lot of oil. That's what makes
Mhm.
them work so well. Stripped the oil out of it. I primed it. I painted it. So many layers of this. I made this beautiful gold trophy. I mounted it to this piece of wood, and I got Boston Hot Sauce Festival 2023, got Cast Iron Kyle's Golden Skillet Award. Somebody picked it up and dropped it,
You know,
and I literally had to still give the award to someone with the cracked skillet on there. But the
oh,
people that got the award were so happy just to get that. Um, because you win a video with me too. If your hot sauce wins my category, I do a cooking video with your hot sauce, which is my favorite
oh
part of the
my
hot
God.
sauce community, doing these cooking videos. And but yeah, it was funny because I learned real quick you can't really trust the public with cast iron because a lot of people don't understand how brittle it is. If you drop it, it
Yeah,
cracks. It's done, and it's done.
right.
It's no way to be repaired. You can't weld it. Um, People that don't know about welding will tell you that you can weld it, but you cannot. So I was like, fuck.
Then
But it was
not in a
funny.
way where it's functional, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure you ever heard of like kintsugi before?
Mm-mm.
So kintsugi is a Japanese art of repair.
Oh, I know
And
that. I thought you meant
yeah, yeah.
kensu. Kintsugi is about capturing the beauty and the difference.
Yeah. So like I feel like you could do that with a cast iron pan, but it would not be functional. It'd be more of like a display piece. but I
Well,
really don't know much about welding or anything. You know what I mean? But I think that would be kind of cool for
yeah,
like,
they do look cool hanging up, the old ones. I have a
yeah,
couple old ones. If I find one with a crack or something, I'll hang it in the wall in
mm,
my shop or my unit. And I think the way that they crack, they don't always break into two pieces, but where the handle is, there's two very low relief points there where the handle comes into the skillet. Usually cracks around there. And if that happens, I'll just hang it up, and they look cool hanging up. They're, conversational pieces
yeah.
before cookware anyway. So
What's like the oldest one you have?
I have some Civil War era stuff,
Whoa.
some 1860s, 1870s stuff. Yeah, some gate mark
Wow.
pieces. One piece is a huge. It's like probably a foot across, and they call it a gate marked piece because back in the day they would make one big mold of a skillet, like a sand mold, and it had one little slit where they would pour the iron ore, so the skillet would come out nice, but on the bottom you'd have a little flat line where they'd have to grind it down after it, and they called that the gate. That's where the iron would go in. So any piece that's gate marked is usually made before 1890, but this piece had a handle that has all kinds of like really cool, like, I don't, for lack of a better term, like calligraphy or
Yeah.
filigree, I guess is the word. Like how like pinstriping on a car, it's like
Like
swirly
an
but
etching of some
symmetrical.
sort.
Yeah, and I did a lot of digging and research, and I found that that company had actually stopped making skillets in 1872.
Whoa.
So this was an early piece of them, and they started in the late 1850s. So I was like, okay, I got a maybe mid 1850s piece that was made by, people that did not have radio or TV. Like, it was so crazy
That's
to find that.
crazy, dude.
And I
That
got some
thing's so
pieces a
old.
little older than that. They don't look that good, but they got the age to them.
Wow, dude. That's amazing. And they're functional.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
I cooked football season in 2019. The opening day, I cooked a smoked queso in it because I had just got my first little smoker and it barely fit in there. But I was like, I told everybody that didn't care, I'm like, this skillet's like almost 200 years old. Everyone's like, okay, cool, give me the queso dip. The Eagles are on. I'm like, great.
Ah, man, I would care about something. I care about stuff like that. That's a piece. Imagine if that pan could talk, bro.
Oh
You
my
know what I mean?
God.
Like the stories it could tell over the fires it's cooked over. That's
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, you could
That's
tell it's been
fantastic, dude.
used. You could tell it's been used because pans that old usually sit for a generation or so, and that's when they get all
Yeah,
messed up and tore up
yeah.
and misused. This thing shows no signs of misuse for a steady
Wow,
175 years or how old it is.
that's insane, dude.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm ready to dip into the second sauce
What
I
do you
got
got
here.
now?
I have the peach.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Tell me
Take
about it.
Okay, so what you want to do, that's a Jersey white peach. That's not just a regular peach at the grocery store. That's a Jersey white peach. These guys source crazy good ingredients and local stuff, local ingredients. They get it from farms, and I want you to taste it, and I'm going to tell you what I think it tastes like and how I use it.
Okay, okay. And you were right about the Jersey white peaches. They sell them at the store I work at,
Uh,
and they're pretty freaking incredible. They literally say Jersey peaches on the thing.
yep,
All right. So we will go over the ingredients real quick.
cool.
White peach up front, vinegar, water, sugar, kosher salt, orange habanero pepper, one of my favorites, and xanthan gum.
Yep.
So we have the white peach habanero. We'll give it a nice shake.
And about the xanthan gum,
Wow.
people see that sometimes and they don't know what it is. It's literally just a natural thickening agent. And Whitehouse Station, they actually source one that's like, yeah, right. That knows. They source one of the top of the line brands that makes xanthan gum. It's the purest form of it, and
Wow.
maybe use a little teeny bit, and it's not unnatural, and it's not a preservative. Everything is salt preserved. Like, it's done very, very, very meticulously well. Now on the nose, right?
No.
What do you got?
Well, firstly, I smell the habanero. Orange habaneros are my favorite habanero, so I can like pick that smell up very quickly, but the peach is right there, man. It kind of reminds me of like duck sauce almost.
That's what I was going to tell you. It reminds me of.
Vinegary duck sauce.
Yep,
I'm picking up the vinegar, but back to the xanthan gum. I don't ever scoff at it because I made hot sauce before, dude.
you
I
need
actually
it.
want, I yeah, you do for some of them, dude, and shit separates. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
cool, or it just doesn't want to bind right. So a little pinch in your batch is not going to hurt it. It's not going to affect the flavor at all.
Nope.
It's flavorless.
What it
This
does is
smells
it
amazing.
keeps the ingredients together, like you touched on, which absolutely right. It doesn't separate, so the ingredients stay together longer,
Mhm.
and it's better for the shelf life of the product.
Absolutely. Oh man, how'd you hook up with these guys? Have you known John for a long time, or you just
Yeah,
happen to
I've known
meet them?
John
Or
since like 2017, maybe
oh wow,
2018. I used to live in a little town called Bordentown City. It's a little 1 mile square city, um, off on its own little area in New Jersey, and they do a cool street fair called the Cranberry Fest. And I had had John's pumpkin sauce a year before at a festival, and I used the sauce and threw the bottle out and forgot to write down the name of the hot sauce, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm never gonna see it again. I don't remember what it was." So I saw John at the festival, and I had just started getting into my following. I think I had, like, maybe 15 or 20,000 followers at the time, which I was very proud of, and it took a lot of work to get. And I decided I wanted to do the cast iron, but I wanted to cook. I wanted to teach people to cook, and I always loved hot sauce. I've been buying it for my whole life. And John was there, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is the stuff. The pumpkin, the peach, and I got like everything he had." And I said, "I'd really like to work together. I don't know how to market hot sauce, but I'd love to try. Like, let's do a video together, or let." And it just built into this thing that we just worked together. And then John said, "I want to see if you can help me with this festival, with that festival." And they brought me on board as like a partner and doing the marketing, and I'm doing the awards and the eating challenges. It's very hard to run a
yeah,
festival one guy when you're still doing a hot sauce company of your own. It just worked. I just get along with him. He's just such a nice, pleasant person to be with. And that's what I found everyone else in the hot sauce business to be like. You think like Ron from Hell's Kitchen, John from Jersey Barn Fire. They're guys like you and me that go to work every day and have a little dream, a little this little thing that keeps them going. Everyone has that little thing, no matter what it is. Even if you're listening to this and it's not hot sauce, or it's not cast iron, or it's
right.
not, you know, cooking. Everyone has that little thing that keeps them going. And sometimes that thing is a business that you think will bring other people joy. And what a gift in life to come across all those people in one place. Like a hot sauce
Yeah,
festival, you would think they'd be all in competition with each other. Well, you sell hot sauce. Well, you sell hot sauce. Well, fuck you. Well, fuck you. No, they're borrowing duct tape. Hey, can I have an extra tablecloth? Hey,
yeah,
my tent broke. Can I borrow a sandbag? It's just, there was so much kindness in this community. I just told John, I want to be part of it. I want to do
yeah.
more with these kind of people.
And what is cool, you're right. They are all pretty much looking out for each other. They're, you'll go to one table and try a sauce and like, we're good, but go check this table out. They'll send you
Yeah,
right to someone else because they want you to try everything. They want to build each other up. And,
100%.
I feel like that you don't really see that in many other communities. It's
No,
like the food community can be very competitive, as you probably know this.
very
That
much.
that's freaking crazy, dude.
I think in like any other industry, you could see how like two guys selling cutting boards next to each other. Well, I use walnut. Yeah, well, I use mahogany. Yeah, well, you know what they say about mahogany. Yeah, not what they say about maple. Stupid. Like I could just see, you know,
Yeah,
or guys that are selling, vintage clothes or something. Well, my shirt's $10. Well, mine's 9.50 now. Like they don't
yeah,
do that. John knows. Hey, if you want good buffalo sauce, you want to go over to Maggie at DEF CON. That's the good
yep,
buffalo sauce. And Maggie would say, well, if you want a really good, habanero hot sauce, John from Whitehouse Station has one. And John will say, well, we got our inspiration from this guy. They're all just, it is the ultimate way to immerse yourself into the saying, rising tides raises all ships.
hmm
And there's at that festival is a bunch of hot sauce ships, and their love for each other is the tide that's raising them. And that is a really cool thing to experience.
It is, man. And I met Maggie at the New England Hot Sauce Festival. I went to their tent and they have like five kinds of buffalo sauce, I think, or more.
Wait, you were at New
And
England? I was there
yeah,
too. I've been there
you
every
were.
year. Yeah.
So I didn't get to stop at Whitehouse Station that year. I probably went to like 15 tents, dude.
It's
So
a big
like
festival.
that's
Gabe
that's a
does a good
hard that's a
job.
hard yeah, that's a hard thing about those is like you want to go to every tent and
Yeah.
every table, but you don't get to.
Right.
But and it's funny because you're like, oh, I forgot the brand, I forgot this kind. So very much the same story with me and table sauce, right?
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
like I was like, I can't fucking remember what m- company makes this sauce, right? So like we're doing the New England Hot Sauce Festival and I met Maggie there and I tried their sauce, but I actually met Steve Seabury there who threw on the New York Hot Sauce Expo. And that's why I ended up at that
Right.
expo, New York, because he invited us to go. But when I went to the Long Island one a month after, John and his father were taking part in helping run that with Mike.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the sauce, dude. So I was
Yeah.
like, I got to get more table sauce, bro.
Yeah. Yep. John and Mike
So
team up
it's
for
just
Long Island. That's a good one.
it's just funny, dude, because like I couldn't remember what the brand was either, and then I found it, and now it's never gonna leave my fridge, dude. You know what I mean? Like I will
Yeah.
probably always have that stuff on hand.
Yep.
Anyways, like I have this hot sauce that I opened a few minutes ago,
Yeah.
and
Give
I'm
it a go. I
like,
want to see what you think.
oh, man, this smells really good, really, really good. Oh yeah. Oh, ooh, I like the pour on that. It's like a kind of like a gooey pour,
Yeah.
not too liquidy, but it just
Yep.
goes in nicely.
Kind of
All right.
spongy.
Mm. It does kind of remind me of duck sauce with a kick, a
Yep.
really nice kick, not extreme kick. Like this is nice, not really sweet either. The
Right.
peach comes out well. It's so smooth.
Yeah. I don't think they add sugar to that. I think they let the natural sugars of the peach kind of do their
Yeah,
thing.
they wouldn't need to. They wouldn't
Yeah.
need to. Mm. Yeah, no sugar. No, there is sugar.
A little bit.
There is, but honestly, might not even need it.
It's really good. It's a versatile sauce. I like that with breakfast. I
Wow.
like sweet sauce with breakfast. Sweet hot
Wow.
sauce.
Wow. Do you put that on like at your eggs or something
Yeah,
or
yep, yep, yep.
wow.
Yeah.
Dude, this is good.
Christy and
We
I
eat a
made
lot of like
I think we made smoothies one time and we put a little of the peach hot sauce in there. That was really
oh,
good.
that's super interesting. I never even thought of that.
Yeah,
I
dude,
would
with
never
as
have
many
thought of that.
hot sauce bottles as we have hanging around here, you'd think of really creative ways to use it.
I know, man. So, like I told you, I'm working on an episode where I do something with hot sauce. I,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told you
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
because I'm like I have so much, I don't even
Ah,
know what to do with it anymore, dude.
yeah, yeah.
Like I eat it, I make my rounds, but it's hard to come up with a meal for every sauce that I have, you know?
Right.
And then like I do something like a festival or I have a episode that really takes off and people are like, yo, I want to send you stuff. Thank you very much for tagging me in that post yesterday where you unboxed the Game Boy I sent
Yeah.
you because people started messaging me. Oh, I want to send you samples. I'm like, cool. Yeah, I'll just send them my way, man. I'll eat them.
Dude, that
But
got you some traction? Great.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Hell
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
That's elite, dude. That was that man. That got me a little tickled up. I have to tell you, I almost got emotional with that
Dude.
because I I know that that was probably not easy to part with, and it was. I don't really share outwardly how much of a video game nerd I am, and I have a Game Boy, but it's not a modded backlit one, and I always think like I would like to be able to play my classic Game Boy games, in bed or in the car or at the in the car, like I'm not like I'm in my mom's minivan. Like play the Game Boy at dark at night. You know what I mean? And that was just such a sweet thing to do, man. I really that meant a lot. That was cool. That was really cool.
I don't know, man. I was listening to the Full Slice podcast and I was like, this is my bro. You know what I
No,
mean,
I
dude? It's just
appreciate that.
sometimes you know who your people are, man.
I
You know,
I
sometimes you just know who your people are.
I will humbly say that I get sent a lot of things. I do. I get a lot of people that reach out and do things and want the exposure and send me stuff that I have zero use for.
Right.
And things that I feel bad, like, because they'll say, "Hey, I want to send you something. What's your address?" I'm like, "All right, here it is." And people send me homemade hot sauces and stuff, and I
Yeah.
can't have that because I've gotten salmonella from food. And the number one way you get salmonella or botulism is something that's rotten in a bottle from some a way somebody doesn't know how to cook. So I usually say, well, as long as it's not hot sauce, like I told you, as long as
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it might be hot sauce, but as long as it's not, as long as it's done right, whatever. And I get sent a lot of things, and I appreciate every single one of them from any hardworking business or any person that took the time to ship me something. I appreciate it. But sometimes stuff comes like that Game Boy. That that was touching to me because that was something that I truly, even in my personal life, will truly enjoy forever. Like that's a very cool thing.
Yeah, and well, I was listening to that episode and you guys are all like, "Oh, I miss my Pokemon. I miss my Game Boys." And I'm like, "Oh, I have something that I don't even use, man."
That's great.
Honestly, like I was saying earlier, I think before we came on air, um, I used to do that for a hobby, so I have a few of them, and so while that one was my personal one, I don't use it anymore, dude. And I'm kind of working on building a Game Boy Color right now, and the process is much different now, and it's a lot easier to do.
Yep.
So like sending that to you, no problem for me, man. I'm
Thank you.
happy to send it to you because
Yep.
just the enthusiasm you and your friends were, kind of gushing over Pokemon. That was a very fun episode to listen to, man.
Yeah, thank you. We have a good time, man. We've been doing it for
yeah.
like 10 years now, so it's
No,
pretty fun, man. We like it. We try to do like 90s nostalgia stuff. We watch
mhm.
good bad movies and
Oh man.
stay away from, the religion and the politics and kind of give you a respite of the craziness of the world
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, dude. We're inundated by all that other shit. So why not talk about stuff we love, dude?
Unbelievable, yes. Unbelievably inundated by all of that stuff. Um I was going to ask you, there's a brand I think you would like. It's called 13 Stars. Have you heard of those guys?
No, I haven't.
They're gonna
Where are
be
they
in
from?
they're gonna be in Boston this year. They're from New England area.
Okay.
What I like about hot sauce is what stands out to me, like Black Eyed Susan, 13 Stars, Redacted hot sauce. They all give back to a certain charity. Like Gabe from Spicy Shark, who does the New England Hot Sauce Festival, he
These are
gives to a
sharks.
shark. Yeah, yeah. And I think 13 Stars is great because I feel like how we talked about my grandfather before. My grandfather was an Army veteran. He was one of the first guys in the Air Force. He was a master sergeant in the Air Force. He would have loved the fact that there's a hot sauce brand that gives back to the military with every bottle that they sell. Like they have, like this is one of their bottles right here,
Oh,
13
beautiful.
Stars, and it
Tango
says
mango.
sweet heat. It's really good. This is one of my favorite hot sauces of all time. And a portion from each bottle goes to helping, veterans and people in service. And that to me doesn't outweigh the flavor and the heat, but if you have that tied in with something that's so well made, like Mango Tango, it's just like an awesome experience because you're like, I'm doing something good. I'm supporting a small business. I'm hitting that little niche of wanting that flavor and heat. I'm supporting a charity, and I'm doing something that makes me think of my grandfather. There's like so much wrapped up into this business of hot sauce that I think more people should know about.
I agree, dude. I agree. I had talked to a couple companies that, they send X amount of proceeds towards a charity. Excuse me. One company from New Hampshire, my home state, Big Dog Sauce Co. give at the end of the year, they kind of like build up a nut and they send that out to like a charity for dogs and animals and stuff
Hell
every
yeah, good.
year. And then this other hot sauce company, I think he's working on doing something similar or would like to. Effin Sauces, also
Yeah,
from New Hampshire, dude. Please check them out if you
yeah,
haven't.
yeah. I've
They're
heard of them. Yeah,
one of my favorites, man. There's so there's few sauce companies that I do repeat buys from, and there's nothing against anyone. It's just like I have so much hot sauce,
yeah.
but when I go through a bottle in like a month, then I'm probably gonna buy it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, you have your
You know what I mean,
parameters.
dude? It's like, oh man, I'm using this a lot. And it's not that I don't use all of them because I do. I do cooking videos and stuff and
I like the
but
charities with the animals too
yeah.
because
Yeah, me too, man.
animals can't talk. But um, I was just talking to Black Eyed Susan. This is one of my favorites from them.
Ooh.
It's called Cannonball Crush. They give back to the Oyster Recovery Partnership. It's about like how they can sustainably farm oysters, and it's just a cool charity to be involved in. That's pretty neat. I like it. Captain Clyde's Cannonball Crush. Black Eyed Susans are a great brand. We're doing some stuff with them in Baltimore in the middle of next month.
Oh, cool. I gotta check them out, man. There's so many freaking great brands run by great people, dude. It's
Yeah,
just,
dude. Hell yeah.
it's like, I'm like making my way through, and it's like, that's why I started going to festivals. It's just like, I need to like get boots on the ground and talk to people instead of
Yeah.
emailing them. Cause I find like I'll message people on Instagram and most of the time they're about it. But like at first, when I started doing this, they're like, who are you? You know what I mean? It's like, so
Yeah. That's
I,
okay.
I
Once you
yeah,
establish that, that's okay. That's
yeah.
good.
But,
Um,
some people will actually invite me out to their kitchens and I'll go and tour them and stuff. And
that's
it's really
cool.
cool.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
that. I've
super
done that a
cool,
few
man.
times. Pretty interesting. Um, speaking of festivals, I invited you. You have a scheduling conflict, but that's okay. I'll get some footage for you.
Yeah.
The one in Baltimore that me and that I'm helping Black Eyed Susan Spice Co
Mhm.
with. The Nevermore Hot. That's the next festival that I'm going to be involved in. If anybody's listening and wants to come to it, it's at Peabody Heights Brewing, and that is at 401 East 30th Street in Baltimore, Maryland. They're doing a festival 12 to 6, 25 hot sauce vendors. They have two more that they're trying to book, so it'll be more than 25 hot sauce vendors. They're going to have wings, but they're going to have naked wing options, so you can go through and
Mm.
try the hot sauces on different wings, which I think is super cool.
That
They're
is
having an
so
ice
cool.
cream truck there to help you if you're burned up, it's at a brewery that has an arcade in it. It's in like the heart of Baltimore. And the cool part about it is it's free to go to.
Oh, that's even cooler.
That's the move, man. That is the
Oh
absolute
man.
move.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, dude, if you're in that area, go, go.
You have
There's
to
no excuse not to unless you have to work or
yes,
something dumb.
experience this for lack of a better term, this culture of hot sauce that we're talking about, these people that
Yeah.
are communal and friends, and you see the same people and your buddies, and how's your dog? How's the wife? It's a free festival. Bring the kids. It's really hard. They do this thing by me. They do these flea markets, these traveling flea markets, and they have them in these big arenas. They cost $12 to park and $15 to get in. That's 27 bucks right off the bat before you even get in the damn place and spend the money. So if you
Right?
have a festival where it's free parking and free to get in, that $27 goes right into the pocket of another small business. And that's the move, I think. I think lowering like this year for Philadelphia Hot Sauce Festival, we lowered the price this previous year. We lowered it from I think it was 11 bucks. We lowered it down to 9 bucks. We're trying to get it down and down so that people um, aren't pressed on the tickets. We always keep the tickets under 10 bucks, and sometimes you have to charge for insurances and process like things
Right.
like that and bookings and all that. But to be able to throw a free festival in Baltimore with all of the stuff that Seb and Black Eyed Susan Spice Co. have, it's going to be something to check out, and I'm very
Yeah.
excited to be involved with that. I'm going to be at Black Eyed Susan's tent. I'm going to go to Ron's tent with Hell's Kitchen. I'm going to be doing a little bit with Tim at Revolutionary. I'm going to end up with John at Whitehouse Station. This is going to be a really good time. Anybody that's watching, I'd really like to see you there, and tell me you heard me on here. I'll have a special surprise for you.
Ooh. You heard him, guys. Dude, I met Ron. He's super nice. I didn't get to buy anything from them, but I
The
was like,
best.
dude, I would love to get some shit from you and have you on the show. He goes, I'm down, motherfucker. I'm
He's a
like,
sick dude,
oh,
man.
I'm like, okay, motherfucker. It's so funny.
I won't spoil any surprises, but we interviewed him on Full Slice 2 years ago at the Philly Hot Sauce Festival. And you talk about an onion. That boy has some layers to him. He has done some awesome things with his life, things that you would not have expected to hear. If you do ever interview him, ask him what's three things about you that people may never know, and wait till you hear the damn answers.
Oh, I'm curious. I'm gonna end up talking to him, dude.
Hope
Like,
so.
I I have like a list of people I really, really want to talk. I really want to talk to everyone. Don't get me wrong, man. But
Hmm.
there's like, I have like a bucket list of companies I would like love and love, 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 love to talk to, man. And that's another thing. Like I was saying, like getting boots on the ground is kind of
Yeah,
just like going and introducing yourself is like
100%.
half the battle, dude. And like, so this is gonna sound corny. I'm really into growing chili peppers and meeting Ed Carey.
Yeah.
Like he's such a humble dude. He's so nice, dude. But like I was just like, like kind of nervous going to say hi to him because I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like going to meet Batman or something. Batman and
Yeah,
Peppers. You know what I mean,
Ed's
dude?
a
It's like,
great guy, man. That
yeah,
guy, I've grown peppers longer than I've actually been in the hot sauce business, and yeah, meeting him was kind of a cool thing, man. He's a humble guy. He does not. It's not lost on him that he's a farmer whose crop went gold. You know,
yeah.
he's a good guy and he's an honest guy. Um, I met him at New York City Hot Sauce Festival 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And I walked up and I said, hey, Ed, I said, I'm a really big fan. Really nice to meet you. I said, I know it's a busy day for you. He's like, hey, you're the cast iron guy. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, all right. Hell yeah. I'm like, now we can have
Dude,
a, all right. All right. It was like,
oh
I was like,
man.
hell
That's
yeah.
dude, honestly, that's how I felt too, because I went up to him and introduced myself and he goes, we've met. I'm like, online briefly, but not face to face. I was like,
He knows
oh
everything, dude. He
yeah,
remembers everything. He's
yeah.
fucking, he's a farmer. He's like, that's how those guys are. They fucking remember everything.
Dude, it was so cool. And it was just that whole event was so like crazy for me, man. It's very like I was just like, holy shit. I had like a high from that because then I went up to Noah Chamberg from The
Yeah.
Heatonist,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, I watched your show. I'm like, what the dude, that shit's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Noah's a
man.
cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like really nice, man. I don't know. Like met so many awesome people that day, including you, man.
Oh, thank you. That's a long day for me, man. I take the train from Trenton uh to Manhattan. We go into Grand Central and then we hop on a subway and go all the way out to Brooklyn. It's like a 3 or 4 hour commute. It's a long
Jeez,
day,
dude.
man. It's a really long day. And see, Steve and Ed, they've been nice enough to they give me and my buddy entrance to we shoot some videos and tag people and
Yep.
stuff, and that's not lost on me that that's a kind thing for them to do. But I like New York City Hot Sauce Festival because they get some guys from the West Coast to come out, and those
Yeah.
guys you don't really board a flight or navigate the logistics of shipping sauce unless it's a big festival for guys that are in like
Right.
Seattle or where was Nukes from? Aren't they out that
Oregon.
way? Yeah,
Oregon. Yeah.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Um, and I just missed their raisin sauce. I'm really pissed. That's one I haven't
Oh, you
tried
don't
yet.
have it, man?
No, it's
Oh,
good, right?
blazing raisins, good, man.
Yeah,
That's
fucking heard.
so
Yeah.
I would
Ah,
say like if you can get your hands on a bottle of that or chocolate, they're the same sauce. I think blazing raisins just a little hotter,
okay.
but chocolate is less hot
Okay.
and it's a collaboration with chocolate skateboards.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up skating. That's a pretty cool thing to do
Mm-hmm.
to collaborate with a skate brand. That's
Jake
neat.
Schoolman.
Yeah.
He was I had him on the show a couple times actually. So the first time I had him on, he lives on an island out there
Yeah.
and it is like a terrible internet connection. So like we talked for like an hour and a half, right?
Uh huh.
Ended up scrapping the episode because he just looked like a blurry little blob.
Uh huh.
And then he messages me, he's like, dude, can't have that. Let's do it again. And a week later, we just did another episode together,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
Yeah,
he's
he's
good. He's smart. It's
such a good
good
dude.
branding. That's good
Yeah,
brand
such a good dude.
representation.
But he sent me out box. I have his box behind me. I probably can't see because my big ass chair. But no, dude, 100%. And that's super cool that they get everyone out there from West Coast even.
They used to get
'Cause-
Mikey V's out there from Texas. That dude's the
Oh,
man. That
interesting.
Mikey V's the boy. That guy's cool. Um, have you had anything Mikey V's made? Nah,
No.
he makes some good. I would connect with him. I like New York because there's a lot of people there I don't see that often. I'm a big fan of Queen's Majesty. I love those guys. Um, they make a Marita, like a smoky Marita sauce that I really
Ooh.
like. Um, and I meet new people to collaborate with. I like doing brand videos. I like what I do is if somebody says, "Okay, I want to do a campaign with you," I literally am I'm your driving force. Like when I do interviews like this, I will talk about your sauces. I will represent if you're doing a festival together, I just become part of your brand for that time period and make sure people know what you're doing. And I will not partner with somebody that I don't believe in myself. I will not partner with a brand or represent a brand that I wouldn't enjoy myself. I find that to be good, honest marketing. The easiest way to sell
Absolutely.
something is to love it yourself.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a really cool world to get into, man. You're on the right track.
Again, bro, you're a man of integrity. I
Thank
really,
you.
really appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
I can tell you're not just blowing smoke up my ass either. So it's really nice, dude.
No, I appreciate it, man. No, that's
Um,
it's good to hear that. Thank you.
likewise, bro. I'm gonna dip into this last sauce. It's the
Oh hell yeah.
Carolina Reaper.
Oh boy.
Inferno.
Oh man. It's a hot
You
one.
know,
It's a hot
yeah, I
one.
bet. Carolina Reaper is right up front in the ingredients.
That means it's up
Carolina
there.
Reaper, water, vinegar, sugar, onion, kosher salt, garlic, xanthan gum. What I do like about this brand sauces, Whitehouse Station, is they're very basic recipes. There's not like a mile long list of shit
No.
because they thought that it was just like, oh yeah, let's add this. It's like, nope, they keep it like true to what it needs to be.
Exactly, and I think people see onion they see basic ingredients like that, and they're like, "Oh, well, I could just throw all that in a pot and make a sauce." No, it is not that.
No,
It
it's
is
about
about
balance.
cooking the onions for the right amount of time before we add the vinegar, or before we add the salt, and just the process of cooking it. You give a chef those ingredients and the average Joe those ingredients and say, "All right, you think you just throw it in a pot and make a sauce? Go ahead and try." No, I've
Right.
been there with Whitehouse Station when they make sauce. John is a damn scientist when it comes to that
Yeah.
stuff. He is locked and loaded, dude.
Yeah, it's really about order of operations. And I feel like some people they'll go to co-packers. Some people are afraid of it because of that, dude, because it just won't come out the same. They're afraid it won't rather.
Well,
But
you're expecting somebody to have the same passion for your business that you do,
right,
and that's just not the case.
exactly. But then I've heard like the other side of the coin, actually with Nukes. He was afraid to go co-packing, but they blew up so much that they had to.
Some people have
Um,
to. It forces your hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like he would blend his stuff super like fine like this, right? Because I bought nukes probably years ago. Years ago I bought nukes. And it was a different consistency of what it is now.
Mhm.
So when he went to co-packing, they're like, yeah, we can't do it that fine. There's gonna be a little more texture. He's like, shit, people are gonna hate this.
Right.
The people are gonna know. So he told me actually that people didn't notice or they liked it more.
They kept it straight up then.
So you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but but I'm someone that's like, I really want to have my hands on everything, I'm like super like passionate. I get super scientific about it. Like my measurements, is it the right pH? Did I cook it hot enough, dude? And I'm just a hobbyist, dude. I'm not like doing this I would love to, but
Yeah.
we'll talk more about that off
Yeah. We
air.
we can do that.
So this is the Carolina Reaper sauce from Whitehouse Station. It's the last one we're gonna try today. We're gonna pop this bottle open. Nice little pop when I open it with.
Yeah, it means it's sealed up fresh.
Oh my god. It smells like Carolina Reaper. It smells good, almost smoky. There's no smoke to it, but
That's a blender sauce to me. That's what I call a blender because you can
boy.
add that to things and stretch like a marinade or a recipe out. I like sauces you could cook with before, after, and during, and that's a good one.
Oh man. So with table sauce, that is such a mellow, robust sauce with the tomatoes and the black pepper, but the very bottom of that list, Carolina Reaper, you
Reaper.
would not even know.
No.
You wouldn't even know, man. People see Carolina Reaper and they're often afraid this is going to be hot. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I know this one's going to be hot, but it's not always about heat, man. It's not always about heat. This one's going to be hot.
Now you know a good hot sauce when it's
It smells
hot.
great.
When it's hot immediately and then it goes away quickly, that's how you can tell it's a well-made hot sauce.
Oh boy. All right. We're going to try this one,
There you go. Oh Jesus.
bro.
You're not
I d-
driving. There you go.
no,
Saddle
dude.
up.
After that hot sauce festival, you were talking about your commute. I drove home. I drove like 5.5 hours home after that. I'm like, oh, I got hot sauce gut.
How balanced is that?
That's good. There's like a tinge of sweetness in the forefront.
What's the
The heat
freshness in the
creep.
Reaper will
Yeah.
taste sweet?
Oh, 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 oh.
There
Back
it
of the throat.
is.
Not so hot I don't want to eat it. It's hot though.
Oh, it's
It
good.
took a second to kick in, man.
Flavorful.
Woo. But it does have like a little bit of sweetness to it. And it's very, very good. And I see what you're saying, how it's a blender sauce.
You use it a lot.
I would put this in like smoked mac and cheese, bro.
Yeah, hell
Make
yeah.
some smoked mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Woo.
dude.
All right. So the heat has now crept from where it punched me in the back of the throat and it's on my tongue and on the sides of my mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now see
Uh,
how what I like about that Reaper sauce amongst other Reaper sauces, that one tends to stand out because they use fresh Reaper.
yeah,
It's got a
they do.
freshness to it.
You can tell. You can tell when people use like a mash
Hmm.
or when they're using fresh. And I cooked with both, because oh God, that is hot, bro, in a good way. Um, but so whew, I tried to do a hot sauce company here a few years ago, and I was growing my own peppers and shit. But
Yeah.
the state of New Hampshire made it incredibly hard. They really want you to do co-packing here.
Yeah, they do.
They um, so in ghost kitchens, if you go to a ghost kitchen, they want like 4 grand up front, which I am not made of money. 4 grand is a lot of money to me. Um,
Hmm.
it might not be to some people, and that's fine,
No, four
but
grand's a lot of money. Yeah.
that's a lot of money. And they want you there like 12 hours a month,
That's
you
yeah,
know,
you can't commit to that.
and like starting a company from the ground up like this, you don't know if you're gonna be able to like create a business that will support that kind of volume. You know
Right.
what I mean? Um, so ultimately that's why I didn't do it. Um, but I was experimenting. I had sauces made, sent out to the University of Maine to be tested, make sure they're safe, shelf stable, how long they'd be shelf stable for, make sure the pH is correct, everything that I needed to do. Um, but I couldn't get a kitchen to do it. So yes, when you say they use fresh reaper, you can tell. You can definitely tell that they use fresh reaper. It has
And
that
if they
freshness to it.
if they used Reaper mash, they used a good one that's fresh too. Because if you're going to
Yeah,
use mash, you have to make sure they use fresh as
right.
well.
I would say the mash that I do like to use, I think it's called like Magic Plant Farms or Matt. I think that's the brand. They're good. Organic, I believe.
Okay, good.
Oh, and fermented.
Ooh,
Let's try another one of
you
these.
going for another bump, son?
Oh
Jesus.
yeah, bro. I ain't scared.
Oh God.
Oh, don't hide, bro. It's okay.
No, I just got a notification. I didn't want to throw off the show. I just got a notification.
Oh, that's okay. So second bite, and yeah, that takes a good like 5 seconds for it to punch you, man. What? But it is sweet on the front. I really like that.
Nice.
It's screaming smoked mac and cheese to me. Jenna's uncle makes a crazy smoked mac and cheese. So next time we get that, I think I'm gonna use it. So they do
Sounds
a
good.
family football family football game every year. They go up to Buffalo, New York because they love the Buffalo Bills.
Uh-huh. Good. Josh
I don't
Allen, love it.
yeah. I don't know shit about football, but they love it and I love being with them and I love them. And so it's always a party, dude. We do a tailgate and I'm pretty sure her uncle always brings the smoked mac. So
Well,
this
you
will
know
be
who
coming
Josh
with me.
Allen is, right?
Yeah, he's a quarterback.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't live in this house and not know who Josh Allen is, man. Um, if I took a video tour, you would see Bill's memorabilia everywhere,
Oh God.
everywhere, dude. It's a whole thing. So, oh, excuse me, love and respect.
I'm an Eagles fan.
Wow, wow, dude. You know what? Just for S's and G's, I'm going for a third. So I am tearing up a bit.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, 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 ooh. So in this camera, you can't see it, Kyle.
Okay.
But if you look, well, you might be able to. I don't know.
I saw the pour before. I saw you were far back
Yeah.
enough.
So on the side of the bottleneck here, I can see little shreds of Reaper all over it. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I have
And so
that
you,
sauce in my yeah, yeah.
yeah, man. Oh, this one is a lot more fluid than the other two. This is a thin sauce, but Reaper is very thin peppers. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
they're those are hard to keep in a thicker sauce unless you're adding more stuff like the table sauce, tomatoes,
Right.
carrot,
Or some form of xanthan gum
right,
thickening
or
agent.
xanthan gum. And there is xanthan gum in this, but this one just still stays very fluid without breaking up too much. So that is good, man. Props. All these sauces are awesome.
Whitehouse
These are
Station.
awesome. Yeah, Whitehouse Station,
Whitehouse.
guys. Check them out, guys. I'm gonna have John on the show eventually. So,
I'd like you to talk to 13 Stars and Jersey
woo!
Girl if you could. Those guys are great
Oh,
too.
I would love to. I'd love to. Oh, you know what? After this, I'm gonna hit them up, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit them up.
Tell them that you just had Cast Iron Kyle on and he was talking about their brand because I want them to know that I'm representing them properly.
Absolutely, I will. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here for this episode, bro.
Sounds good,
But
man. Thank you.
where can listeners find you, and how do they get a restored pan, bro? Let's nail this down.
So I do everything through Instagram. I have a Facebook presence. I didn't even know I did have a Facebook presence. Um, I so long story short, with the Instagram with the verification badge, I got that about 3 years ago. I swear I was one of the last people to get it before they. I tried for years to get it because I wanted people to know if I was running a competition or a giveaway that it was actually me
Mhm.
because people started getting scammed by
Weird.
people representing me. So I never cared about the blue check thing, but I filed for it right before Boston, and then like 2 months later, you could actually buy it. So I'm like, what the fuck? But I was one of the last people to get it, and I didn't know that Meta owned Facebook and Instagram, so I didn't realize that people thought they could get in my Facebook to try to steal the verified Instagram page. So you could do Facebook Cast Iron Kyle, but if you really want to get a hold of me, Instagram Cast Iron underscore Kyle, send me a DM. If you want something restored, make sure you send me the front and back of the skillet. I need to see both of it. I do all of my sales, pop-up sales. Like I will say, hey, this is available now. First DM gets it. So turn on post notifications, and you'll also learn about hot sauces, and you'll learn about how to cook. I like to talk about my truck, my dogs. I try to be as personal as I can, and it's a safe place to ask questions. There's no stupid questions, and I want to hear your stories. So cast
Awesome, bro.
iron underscore Kyle.
Hell yeah. And I'll make sure I put that on the screen for people to find you.
Thank you.
Also, just remind us again what events we'll find you at soon.
So we're gonna be doing. You could always find me at Boston Hot Sauce Festival and Philly Hot Sauce Festival. Those are in the spring, but the next festival I will be at will be Nevermore Hot, Baltimore's premier hot sauce festival. That is going to be at Peabody Heights Brewing, 401 East 30th Street, Baltimore, Maryland. 12 to 6 p.m. is going to be about 27 different hot sauce vendors, food, ice cream, brewery with the arcade, all this other live music. It's just going to be a really good time. It's a free event. Come out and see me, and let's talk all things hot sauce and cast iron.
Awesome, bro. Thank you so much again. You're the man, Kyle.
Thank
I
you
really
very much.
appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you having me, man. Have a good rest of the night.